Welcome to another yoga practice with Inner Moon Yoga. Today's practice is going to be a Hatha flow. So we'll be moving through a flow series and holding some of our poses sort of up to 3-5 breaths. As we move through the practice today, at any time it becomes too much, please take a break. Or if a pose does not suit you today, please make any modifications that feel right for you. I will try to give you some modifications as we go through for typical areas that some of us have trouble with, whether we're struggling with shoulders or shoulder issues, or hips or knees. Today's Hatha flow will be about detoxifying, releasing stress, and rejuvenating our mind and our body. And so we're going to go ahead and get started and sort of set the foundation for that. And the best way to allow our mind and our physical body to start the process of healing and rejuvenating is by just pausing and by allowing that nervous system to go into our rest and digest side, that parasympathetic nervous system. That's the state when our body will naturally detoxify, rejuvenate, heal. So we're going to start in a very relaxed child's pose. So whichever version you prefer, whether you like a wide knee and then connect the big toes, or whether you like the knees a little bit closer together. So find your sweet spot. So I like my knees wide. I'm going to open up my knees wide, the toes connect, and I'm just going to allow myself to come down. Now, if you're someone that has any knee issues, you can always use a block or two between your seat. Take the pressure off the knees. If you don't have blocks at home, you can always use a pillow, towel, or a blanket, and then you can bring yourself down just to the elbows, and that will keep the pressure off the knees. If you don't have any knee issues, you can go ahead without the support underneath your seat and just bring yourself down. You can bring your forehead all the way down and allow the forehead to kiss your mat, or even a cheek if you prefer. The arms can be extended out in front, or if that's a little bit too much for the shoulders, you can always bring them alongside or even underneath you as a nice option. So whichever variation of child's pose you've chosen for this moment, just allow yourself to close the eyes, to settle in, and just allow your physical body to soften and let go. Let go of any tension. Allow the breath to smooth out. And just setting the tone, setting the energy for yourself, so that as we move through the practice, you'll be in a place of healing, of rejuvenating. So building strength from a place of love. So we'll just hang out here for about another minute and a half or so, just really allowing ourselves to let go of whatever you have been up to today, and just giving yourself permission to arrive on your mat. By taking these couple moments at the beginning of a practice, it just allows yourself to really prepare, allows yourself to let go and not carry with you any stressors, any burdens. Just allow yourself to put them down for the next hour and just really be present throughout your practice today. So with the intention of this practice being one of detoxifying, rejuvenating, healing, we're going to move through some twists. That way we're twisting through all our internal organs and just flushing out toxins. We'll be focusing on connecting our breath with our movement. That way, staying in that rest and digest state for our body, and knowing the importance of being in that state. That's the only state that our body can heal itself. If we're in that fight and flight, that stress mode, our body goes into protective mode, and we cannot heal, we cannot let go in that state. So really important just to do your best to stay present, stay mindful. When you notice the mind drifting off, just bring it back to the breath. Bring it back to the focus of the pose that we're in, and try to make that connection. We'll just take 3 more rounds of breath here, just fully letting go of any muscle tension that you may be holding on to, and just reminding yourself to really soften here, soften the fingers, soften the face, and just take 1 final round of breath here. And then in your own time, just slowly bring yourself back up. If you have, well, I shouldn't say, if you have the blocks, you may want them still underneath you, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna curl the back toes, and I'm gonna come into garland pose, a deep squat pose here at the back of my mat. If a deep squat like this is a little bit much for your ankles or your knees, you can always either keep those blocks if they were there, or shove 2 blocks underneath you for your deep squat, okay? But if garland pose suits you today, we'll just be hanging out here, and we'll just take another little bow forward. I'm gonna take my hands behind my head, interlace the fingers, and just allow the weight of the hands to bow that chin towards the chest. I'm not pulling down, I'm just using gravity and using the weight of the hands just to get a really great stretch here for the back of the neck, the top of the back, as well as garland. Deep squat is a great pose for your feet and your ankles. A pose that in the West we don't do a lot, but so beneficial. You think about how much we use our feet in a day, so giving the tops of the feet and the ankles a really nice stretch here. Don't worry if the heels are up or not. Everybody's gonna look different in this pose. Just enjoying your version and not worrying about what it looks like on the outside. Just really being with the sensations on the inside. Knowing the real yoga happens on the inside. So we'll just here for another 5 rounds of breath. Again, staying with that mindset of letting go and softening, even though this can feel quite intense for the feet and the ankles, but just be with those sensations, knowing that the discomfort is okay. Just let go completely, allowing that chin to bow to the chest. For 1 more round of breath. And then just slowly releasing those hands, bring the head back on straight. If you have the blocks underneath you, just move them out of the way, and we're just gonna slowly walk ourselves forward to a nice plank pose here. So I'm coming into a traditional plank, but I'm gonna rotate my hands so that my thumbs are straight up to the top of my mat, and my fingers are angled out sort of at a 45-degree angle. If a traditional plank is a bit much for those shoulders, you can drop the knees, no problem, okay? We're here for 3 rounds of breath. So just finding your strong version of plank where the core is engaged, you're shooting energy out of the crown of your head and the heels of your feet. You're trying not to lift your bum too high, but you're not trying to sag either. 1 more round of breath. And then on your exhale, we're gonna press back into down dog. So you can just pedal it out a little bit. Just find a little bit of movement. If down dog isn't serving you, you can always find child's pose if that feels better right now. So once you sort of walked it out a bit or swayed the hips a little bit, just find 3 rounds of breath of stillness, either in your down dog or child's pose. Just find that rhythm of the breath. Make the connection with the mind. And then we're just going to slowly walk our feet to our hands for a nice forward fold. So just bringing your feet up to the top of your mat, finding a nice forward fold. The knees can certainly be bent if the hamstrings or the calves are tight. Just allowing yourself to forward fold, getting a nice stretch for the back body. Then on your next inhale, we're gonna put a really big bend in that left knee and raise that right arm up to the sky for a nice hip stretch here. Now you could bring the gaze to that right hand if that feels okay. If that's too much for the neck or the shoulder, you could bring the gaze out to the side, or you could bring the gaze down to the floor. I'm trying to open up that right palm to the sky, right thumb to the sky, pulling the shoulder away from my ear, and just getting a really nice opening here for the upper and the lower body. We'll take 2 more rounds of breath here. And then just slowly bring that right hand back down, straightening that left knee, putting a really big bend in that right knee this time. Left arm goes up to the sky. Now, could be variations. If you have any shoulder issues, the arm could be out to the side, or you could even bring that left hand to the left hip if that feels better for you. But still, if that hand is to the hip, you're still bringing that left shoulder away from the ear. The gaze is to where it feels comfortable, whether it's the sky, out to the side, or to the ground, okay? We're here for 3 good rounds of breath, opening up that armpit and chest to the sky, left thumb rotating, opening. Nice job. Just releasing and letting go. 1 more round of breath. And then bringing that left hand back down, straightening out those legs. 1 final round of breath and that nice forward fold, completely letting go. Then putting a bend in both those knees deeply as we roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Your shoulders, your neck, and your head are always last to the party as you come up. Nice job. So from here, we're just gonna do a couple half sun salutations. So we're gonna take a nice inhale, raise those arms overhead. As we exhale, we're gonna bow forward. Inhale, half lift that neutral spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale those arms out to the side, swan dive all the way up. Palms touch, hands to heart center. We'll do 2 more of those. Inhale those arms up to the sky. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale, half lift, neutral spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out to the side, swan dive all the way up. Palms touch, hands to heart center. 1 more just like that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to float down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out to the side, swan dive all the way up. Palms touch, hands to heart center. Nice job. Take a nice inhale, raise those arms overhead. This time we'll keep our arms overhead as we just arch to each side. So right arm goes down, left arches overhead. Inhale, back to the sky. Exhale, right arm arches, left hand goes down. We'll do 1 more on each side. Inhale, back up. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice job. So again, we're going to flow a little bit here and add some nice twisting as we move through some vinyasas here. We're going to begin with a nice chair pose. So we're going to take a nice inhale, raise those arms overhead. Exhale to sit back into a nice chair pose. Palms together, hands at heart center. We're gonna find a twist in our chair pose. So I'm gonna bring the back of that left forearm to the outside of that right thigh, finding a nice twist. If that's too much for you, maybe you're here with your twist, and that's okay. Doing what works for you. We're here for 3 rounds of breath. I'm trying to open up my chest, so I'm pressing my palms together parallel to the floor and opening through that right side chest. 1 more round of breath. On your inhale, we'll come back to center for a moment. Exhale to the left side. So again, finding your version of this chair twist. Trying to keep the weight back in the heels as we hold this. And pressing those palms together, opening up through that left side this time. 1 more round of breath. Coming back to center. Take a full round of breath here as you sit back in those heels, wiggle those toes. And on your exhale, forward fold. Nice job. Just enjoying this forward fold for a moment. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step that left foot back into a runner's lunge here. Left knee will go down. Inhale that right arm up to the sky, finding a nice twist in this runner's lunge. Again, if the gaze to the hand is too much, bring it to the side or to the floor. It can be really nice here for a stretch at the side of the neck. Always just honoring what works for you, what feels right. It's okay to feel discomfort, but never sort of that vulnerable pain or that pinching or burning pain. We're here for 3 more rounds of breath, just opening up as much as you can. That right thumb to the sky. Nice job. 1 more round of breath. And we're gonna bring that right hand back down and find a runner's stretch. So leaning back into that left knee as you straighten the right leg and bowing forward over that right leg. Don't worry if that right knee has to have a bend in it, no problem. We're all just looking for this sort of gentle medium stretch through that right leg. So you may feel it in the hamstrings, the inner right leg, the calf, the ankle. If you're pointing the right toes, you'll feel it on the top of the feet. If you're flexing that right foot, you're gonna feel it more deeply into the hamstrings and into the glutes and the calf. You can even play with both options just to see, or even sort of find a movement between both flexing and pointing. 3 more rounds of breath here. Doing your best to relax through the upper body and the shoulders, softening the face, and just really trying to connect to this stretch. Nice job. 1 more round of breath. Then we're gonna bend that right knee and step forward into that forward fold. Just find that reconnection. Inhale into a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale those arms up to the sky, swan dive all the way up, and we're gonna find that arch. So right hand goes down, left arm arches to the right. Inhale back to the sky. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to the sky, palms together, hands at heart center. Nice job. We're gonna do the other side. So taking a nice inhale, we're gonna find that chair pose, sitting back deeply into those hips as if we're sitting on a chair, wiggling our toes. Palms together at heart center. This time we'll start up with the other side. So I'm gonna take the back of the right forearm to the outside of the left thigh, opening up through my twist, keeping my weight back through the seat. I'm here for 3 more rounds of breath as I open up through my twist, finding the sweet spot that works for me. Being mindful of the neck. 1 more round of breath. Inhale back to center, sitting nice and low. Exhale to the other side. Again, not worrying about how deeply or what your twist looks like. Just noticing the sensations through the core for that twist. Opening up as much as possible, as well as keeping that weight back into the seat. One more round of breath. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Nice job. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step that right leg back this time. Finding our low lunge on this side. So that right knee comes down, right hand stays down as you inhale that left arm up to the sky. So again, if the gaze up to the hand to the sky is too much, bring it to the side or even down to the floor. Feels really nice in this pose. That left thumb to the sky as you're opening up that left chest, armpit, and just find that breath again. Smooth it out. Make the connection and just be with this nice stretch that's happening for the shoulder, the chest, the side body. 3 more rounds of breath here, shooting energy out of the hands, the fingertips to the sky. Nice. 1 more round of breath. And then bringing that left hand back. We're going to sit back towards that, in that right knee as we find that runner stretch on the side. So just forward fold over that left leg. And again, finding your version, whether it's a pointed foot or a flexed foot, or maybe a movement through both. So maybe you inhale into a pointed foot, exhale as you flex. Three more rounds of breath here. Settling the upper body, just relax and let go through the shoulders. Just allowing the stretch to be what it is for you in that left leg. 1 more round of breath here. And then we'll put a nice big bend in that left knee as we step forward for a forward fold. Release. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms out to the side as we swan dive all the way up to find our arch. We'll go to the left side this time, so left arm down, right arm arches over. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, arching over to the right. Inhale, back to center. Palms together, hands at heart center. Nice job. We'll just change it up a little bit with this flow as we take a nice inhale, raise those arms overhead and sit back into our chair pose. So again, keep that weight back in the heels. Wiggle those toes. We're gonna find a little arm wave here. So as we inhale in our chair, exhale, the arms go out to one side. Inhale back to the sky. Exhale alongside our legs. Inhale back to the sky. Exhale out to the other side. One more time. Inhale to the sky. Exhale out to the side. Inhale to the sky. Exhale alongside. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to the side. Inhale to the sky for one more inhale. Exhale, forward fold. The release. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step that left foot back. This time we're going to keep that left knee up for our lunge position here. Again, keeping that left hand down, right arm up to the sky. So again, finding your version, whether that gaze is to the sky, to the side, to the ground. Opening up here for a moment. Then we're going to thread the needle. So I'm going to bring that right hand underneath that left arm, reach it through, and then bring it back to the sky. We got 5 more, just like that. Nice. Just threading, getting this nice stretch through the mid-back, an area that's hard to stretch. Got 2 more. Nice. Last one, and then we're gonna hold that right arm up to the sky for 3 rounds of breath. So that right leg might be talking to you now, that's okay. Let it talk. Just be with that. Don't resist it. Just use that breath. Use that mindfulness to allow whatever sensations just to be. Bring that right hand back down, step forward, forward fold. Nice job. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms out to the side, swan dive all the way up. We're gonna arch. Exhale as we arch over to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, back to center. Palms together, hands at heart center. Nice job. Take a nice inhale. We'll sit back into our chair pose again. Finding those waves with the arms. So off they go to the back on one side. Inhale to the sky. Exhale on either side of us. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to the sky. Exhale alongside. Inhale to the sky. Exhale alongside. Inhale to the sky. Nice job. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Oh. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step that. So just step the right foot back, opening up that left arm up to the sky. Just giving it a nice hold here for a moment. You can relax the neck by looking down at the floor if that feels nice. And we'll just thread the needle here. So that left arm comes over the right and then back to the sky. And just flowing with your own breath flow here. Just taking your time and really finding the stretch on either end here. We got 2 more, just like this. Nice job, 1 more. And then back to the sky. And then bring that left hand back down. Step it forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms out to the side, swan dive all the way up. We'll find that nice arch leading over to the right side. Inhale, back to the sky. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, back to the sky. Exhale, palms together, hands at heart center. Nice. From here, we're gonna come into a warrior 2, so just stepping back with that left leg. So just being mindful, so finding a nice lunge and being mindful that front knee is not turning inward. So it's a rotation of the thigh, allowing that knee to come out towards your baby toe. Perfect. Now everyone's lunge is going to be a little different. Some of us are going to be nice and low, others is going to feel more comfortably to be a little bit higher, and that's okay. So being where it works for you, where you're just outside your comfort zone, it's manageable, but it's a challenge. Traditionally, the arms are out straight, the gaze over the front fingers, but we're gonna add a little wave here today. So as we inhale, we're gonna straighten that front leg, bring the arms overhead, the gaze comes out to the side. Exhale, we're gonna settle back down. Inhale to wave up. And as you wave, I want you to imagine that the arms are going through water, so there's resistance. So you're bringing engagement through all the muscles, the arms, the wrists, the hands, the fingers. Everything's feeling this resistance, this engagement. Nice job. We'll do 2 more waves here, and then we'll settle back into warrior 2. Perfect. Just settling back into your warrior 2. Nice lunge in the front leg. Be mindful of that front knee. Then we're going to bring that right elbow under the left and find eagle arms. So eagle arms might look like this for you. It might be palms together, backs of the hands, a finger. It really doesn't matter. The real juice is that we're raising the elbows up and the forearms away from us. The gaze is at those forearms as we're still in that nice lunge. And just adding this really great stretch for the shoulders, the upper back, the shoulder blades. So up, up, and away with those elbows and forearms. We're here for 3 more rounds of breath. Sinking lower into that front lunge. Just finding the connection with your breath. Knowing this shall pass, it won't last forever. 1 more round of breath. Then slowly releasing those arms, finding that warrior 2 pose. Nice job. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, that back hand goes down the back leg as that right arm goes to the sky for a reverse warrior. So the gaze can be up to the sky, it could be out to the side, or even down to the ground, to that back foot. Just doing what works for you. Really reaching with that right hand. It's more of a reach to the sky than it is an arch. Being mindful that you're not losing that front lunge. 1 more round of breath here. And then we're gonna come forward and find side angle. So right forearm to right thigh, left arm to the sky to begin with. So still a nice strong lunge in that front leg. I'm trying not to collapse into that front leg, as if, even if my right elbow wasn't on that front leg, I could still hold this position. Nice job. 1 more round of breath, just like this. Then we're just gonna add a little arch. So I'm gonna arch that left arm overhead, but still reaching primarily to the sky as I open up that left side chest and armpit to the sky. Nice job. Still holding that nice lunge. I know that right leg is probably wobbling. That's okay, just let it wobble. 1 more round of breath. And then we're gonna come back to that warrior 2 position. Nice job. Here for 2 rounds of breath. Settle in. Allow the burn to happen. 1 more round of breath. Then we're gonna turn our toes out to the side of our mat and find a nice forward fold to rebound and release. Just enjoy the sensations that are happening in that right leg, the effects that are still happening even after that work. Smoothing out the breath, letting go through the upper body. Make any adjustments to this wide-legged forward fold. So whether the feet need to come closer or whether it feels better to open up a little bit more, just find what works for you for the last 3 rounds of breath here. Again, letting go through the upper body and just allow gravity to do the work. Nice job. 1 more round of breath. And then we're just gonna walk those hands towards that right foot, rotate our toes, step forward into our forward fold. Oh. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms out to the side, swan dive all the way up, palms touch. Exhale over to the right side. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, arch over to the left. Nice. Inhale to the sky. Hands, palms together, hands at heart center. Perfect. We'll do the other side with that warrior 2 series. So taking a nice step back, this time with the right foot, and finding a nice lunge in that left leg. So really taking a moment to find the setup that works for you. Traditionally, that front heel is aligned with the back arch, but if you're feeling too wobbly, make the space wider between the feet, and that will find you more stability, okay? That nice lunge, being mindful of that front knee, okay? It's not turning in. Over time, that's how you do damage. So rotate that thigh, keep that knee towards the baby toe. Find that elongation through the arms as if someone's pulling on either hand, and you're getting this really amazing stretch through the shoulders and the shoulder blades. We'll find a little dynamic movement with our waves. So as we inhale, we straighten that front leg, the arms to the sky, gaze out to the side. Nice. Just flowing with your breath, the rhythm of your breath. Inhale to rise. Exhale to settle in. Inhale to rise. Exhale to settle. Got 2 more like that. The last one. Nice job. We're gonna find those eagle arms again. So that left elbow under the right this time. Again, it may look like this for you, and that's okay if you have really tight shoulders. It may be palms together, maybe backs of hands, maybe grabbing a thumb. But the real juice is the up with the elbows and the way with the forearms, okay? So like Superwoman or Superman, up, up, and away. Up with the shoulders, away with the forearms. Bring your gaze to those beautiful forearms of yours. Give them a little thank you for all the work they're doing for you. Just settle to the breath and just be with this. It's okay just to be. It's okay to feel the sensations. It's okay to be uncomfortable. So often we're always searching to get away from the discomfort. We live in such comfortable lives, comfortable houses, comfortable cars, couches, beds. But transformation, evolution can only happen when there is discomfort, when there is challenge. So the more you can embrace that challenge and walk through it, the stronger the change will come for you, the evolution. 1 more round of breath. And then just slowly release those arms. Stretch them out as if someone's pulling on either end. Nice job. Take a nice inhale. And as we exhale, that right hand goes down the back right leg. Left arm goes to the sky with a slight arch over. Now the gaze can be to that left hand if that feels good. It could be out to the side, or it could be down to the ground, whichever works for you. But really trying to reach with that left hand, still honoring that lunge in the left leg. Nice job. We're here for 3 rounds of breath. Nice. 1 more round of breath. Coming back to that side angle, so that left forearm to the left thigh, right hand to the sky. Again, nice and strong through the legs. That back leg is the foundation. Your front left leg is there for stability. 1 more round of breath like this. And then we're gonna find that arch as we exhale, just arching that right arm over, opening up through that right side of the chest, the right armpit, getting a nice stretch for the whole side body here. Here for 2 more rounds of breath. Don't give up on yourself. I know that left leg is probably shaking, and that's okay. Just let it shake. Nice. And then we're gonna inhale back to warrior 2. 2 rounds of breath in our warrior 2 as we really stretch out. Get the final burn on that left quad, that's okay. Let it shake and burn. 1 more round of breath. And then we're gonna turn those feet sideways on our mat, finding a nice forward fold here. Just allowing the whole upper body to release, making any adjustment with the legs that feels good for you, whether they need to be a little bit closer together or farther apart. Always being mindful here in this pose, this wide-legged forward fold, that you're not buckling your knees in, you're not hyperextending the knees. So if that's happening, if you're someone that has that ability, put a little micro bend in the knees, just so that you don't put that nasty pressure on the ligaments and the tendons with that hyperextension, that buckling in. So completely let go through the head and the neck and the shoulders. Just allowing yourself to fall forward to wherever that is for you. Again, letting go of any expectations of what you think this pose should look like.
knowing that the real yoga is happening on the inside, has nothing to do with what you look like on the outside. I tell all my students that comparison is the thief of joy, whether we're on the mat or off the mat. True happiness and joy can only be found within. It's not an external experience. It doesn't come from things or clothes or cars. You may feel that emotion for 90 seconds when you first buy a new shirt or whatever it is, and then it's gone. Lasting joy, baseline for joy and happiness comes from within. So don't compare yourself. Enjoy where you're at. Enjoy the consequence of being you. And then we're just going to, this time, slowly bring ourselves sort of halfway back up into that half lift. Walk those feet together. And we're going to come to sit on our mat here. So I'm going to walk my feet together until I come and bring myself down onto my mat. And we're going to come in and do a little ab work here. We're going to start, you don't have to go sideways, I'm just showing you here, you can stay long ways on your mat. We're going to come into a nice boat pose. We're going to keep our feet down on our mat here for this version of boat pose. I'm going to bring my arms out straight out from the shoulder sockets. And we're going to add a little twist, staying with our theme of detoxifying and rejuvenating. So with our abs, we're going to give a little twist here. So I'm going to open up that right arm as I bring myself to lower down, and then I'm going to come back up. Left arm opens out to the side, and then I'm going to bring it back up. Okay, and we got 10 of these. I've already done 2, so 8 more on each side. So again, just rolling back on your seat to where it's comfortable for you, where you can still honor this movement, where you're not doing any damage to the lower spine, where you still feel like you have control, where you're getting this nice twist happening here. Great. I've got 4 more here on each side. Perfect, 3 more. I don't even know if you come to my classes, I'm not the best counter. I often drift off when I'm trying to count and think about interesting things to say. So if you are a counter and you realize through some of these videos that I'm totally off with my counts, and we'll just hold here for a moment, you're completely right. Then from here, I'm just gonna move those blocks out of the way. We're gonna stay with this boat pose, but we're gonna lift those feet off the mat here. So coming into like a table float here. And we're gonna open up our whole body to hover over our mat and then bring it back into this position. So I'm gonna lower down and hover and then bring it back in. Inhale to open up, exhale to crunch it in, okay? Just have 4 more like that. Stay with me. If the feet need to come down, that's okay, no problem. Nice. Last 2, you got this, 2 more to go. 1 more to go. Nice job, perfect. You can bring those feet down for a moment, open up the knees wide, just give them a little flop just to release here. Little butterfly flutter. Okay, 1 more ab move here before we come into some stretching. So we're gonna lie on our backs. Hopefully you can see all this. I'm gonna bring my arms overhead. As I bring that right leg up, I'm gonna just slice my arms alongside that right leg and then back down, and then I'm gonna alternate. So whatever version works for you, if sitting up and slicing is a little bit too much, you can always keep 1 knee bent if that helps. You can always only have a crunch sort of ways, you know, a quarter of the way up. Just doing what works for you, okay? And not sweating the details, okay? Don't sweat that you feel like you need to go to the whole shebang the first time, okay? We got 4 more on each side here. Getting into that mid to upper abs. Oh yes. The last 2 on each side. Nice. We have 1 more on each side. Last one here. Perfect. Just lie down for a second. Maybe hug the knees in, or some windshield wipers just to allow the ab muscles to rebound. Nice job. We're gonna come for our stretching by sitting up, coming into a half wide legged. So I'm gonna extend that right leg wide. That left foot comes to the inside of the right thigh. Nice. And from here, I'm just going to rotate myself over that right leg as I come down. Maybe I reach for the outside of the right leg, getting a nice twist and a nice stretch for the left side body coming out of that left hip. So whatever version works for you, it could be hands on either side of the leg, it could be that left hand on some part of the outside of that right knee, calf, ankle, maybe holding the foot feels better for you. Wherever you're at, we're here for 5 rounds of breath with the same philosophy, the same mindset that we started the practice with, that we tried to continue throughout the practice, of really just softening and letting go. That's the only state that your body can truly heal, truly become stronger, is from a state of rest. So it's a hard thing sometimes to wrap our brain. We often only feel successful when we're doing, when we're accomplishing. So it's really hard to wrap the brain around that the real accomplishing for our physical health and our mental health, I should say, but is from pausing and relaxing and letting go. And whatever that looks like for you, whether it's in a mindful yoga practice, whether it's meditation, whether it's taking a walk in nature or a drive in the country, a boat ride, cross-country skiing, bicycling, whatever that rest and digest nervous system kicks in for you, and whatever activity, to really being mindful of really incorporating that into your daily life. And we're just gonna slowly bring ourselves back up. We're gonna open up that left leg and find a full wide seated stretch here. If sitting up with your legs wide like this is hard for you to keep yourself upright, you can take whatever you have, whether it's a block, a blanket, a towel, a cushion, and you can just sit off the edge of it. It's gonna rotate your pelvis forward, and it's gonna make the space for the hips to allow a forward fold to happen. So from here, we're gonna find a forward fold, and if you need that support, go for it. Otherwise, from a seated position on the ground, you're going to just allow yourself to forward fold here and just get a really great stretch for the inner legs here. So again, just coming down to what we call your edge. So where you're feeling something, but you're not overdoing it. You wanna be in that medium zone. Not too much, not too little. And then just soften into that edge. And over a period of time, that edge normally moves away from you. So you just sort of follow that edge. You allow the upper body to sink a little bit deeper. We're here for 3 more rounds of breath. Just smooth out the breath and soften the fingers and the hands. Enjoy the final round of breath here. And then just slowly bring yourself back up. We'll find that stretch on the other side here. So bringing that right sole of the foot to the inside of the left thigh, rotating your upper body towards that left leg. And then again, coming down, whether you're reaching for the outside of that left leg at some point, whether it's the calf, the knee, the ankle, the foot, or maybe keeping both hands on either side of that left leg feels better for you. So whatever version you're in, just allowing yourself to let go through the upper body and soften into the stretch. Notice where you're feeling it. Use the breath to fill that region where you're feeling the tension. So as you inhale, fill that region, whether it's the lower spine, whether it's the right hip, wherever it is for you. As you inhale, visualize that breath filling that space physically. And as you exhale, visualize the tension letting go, the tissues elongating and softening. It's much more powerful when you make that mind-body connection, being mindful, being present. We'll take 3 more rounds of breath here. Again, just playing that edge and allowing gravity to sink you down. And then just slowly bring yourself back up. And I'm just gonna rotate myself straight on my mat here. If you're already there, great. If not, just bringing those feet to the top of your mat for one final stretch here. A nice staff forward fold. So here we're gonna do it completely relaxed. So I'm gonna allow my feet just to splay out to the side and be relaxed. And just allow this forward fold to be like a rag doll. So I'm just bowing my head forward. I have my arms alongside, the palms up. Again, if you need to be sitting up on a block, no problem. Take a cushion, a pillow, a block, and just hang off the front of it here. Otherwise, just imagine yourself that doll on the toy shelf, and she's just flopped or he's just flopped over. And just let go. Notice the sensations that are happening through the back body. So the backs of the legs, the glutes, the spine. Remind yourself to soften and let go. And just enjoy here the last final breath before we settle into our pentacle pose, our savasana. Just setting the stage for the final rebound. So just really smoothing out the breath and just enjoying these moments. And take one more round of breath. And we're just going to completely roll ourselves right back onto our backs from here. So just allowing yourself to roll all the way back onto your mat, finding whether it's traditional pentacle pose, which is legs out to a 45-degree angle, arms as well, palms up. If this is a little bit hard on the lower spine, you can take that pillow or blanket of blocks and place it behind the backs of the knees. Or you could even bend the knees all together and just open up the feet and knock the knees together, okay? Just finding a position that feels completely comfortable for you and making any adjustments to feel comfortable. So as you come back and you feel like you need to tuck your shoulders under, or you feel like you need to roll your neck a little bit from side to side, maybe taking a swallow, whatever it is to really set yourself up for the last 2 minutes here of the most important pose, our rebound, our savasana. It's where all the tissues of the body will find their new alignment, a better position, a stronger, more flexible, more lubricated position in the body. So you can close the eyes and just allow the eyelids to be heavy. And just notice the sensations, notice the energy in the soles of the feet. And just relax into that. Relax into knowing The real yoga is still happening on the inside, and all you have to do is just be here. Be here with your breath. Let go of the monkey thoughts. And just notice how your body is being supported by the ground underneath you. Notice how you can relax a little bit more deeply, whether it's by letting go of any muscle tension, whether it's allowing the breath to become natural, whether it's just being mindful of the sensations that are happening in your physical and your energy body. So just allow that brain to melt to the back of the skull for the last couple rounds of breath here. And just give yourself permission just to be. And just taking a nice inhale through the nose and a sigh through the mouth. Doing that one more time. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Rotating your wrists and your ankles. Bringing your arms overhead for a full body stretch. Hugging your knees in towards your chest. Rolling a little bit from side to side. And then just rolling on to your side in that fetal position. Taking a round or two of breath there. And then when you're ready, just coming up to an easy sitting pose. You could keep the eyes closed if that feels comfortable. If it serves you, you can bring your palms together and your hands at heart center. And just take one final moment to go inward, one more present moment for you to notice the sensations that are happening in your mind and your body. Notice the overall essence of who you are. How does it feel? And just take a moment to thank yourself for offering up your practice today. And I thank you for offering up your practice and joining in. I hope this practice nourished your mind, your body, and your spirit.